So on Mama's day, the day she left the body, originally this was read in 1965 before she left the body. Sweet elevated versions spoken by Ma means Mama, Jagadamba, to be read on the day of remembrance, June 24th, 2026. So she left on June 24th, 1965. The title is On This Field of Action, Karma is Something Eternal. This is the closest class that any senior gives that sounds like Baba's Murli. Not coincidental. On this field of action, karma is something new, eternal. You mustn't renounce karma, but you have to become karma yogis. So sannyasis got it wrong. They said, oh, stop performing actions. It's all temporary, it's all sinful. And Baba's message was, you must continue to perform actions. You must continue to perform actions according to Srimad, and you must perform actions in remembrance. It's a serious upgrade. This world is a field of action where each human soul is playing his own part. The Supreme Soul also has a part in this drama, in this world, but he doesn't come into the cycle of birth and death as other souls do. Like souls, his account of actions does not ever become spoiled. He says, I simply come to liberate you souls. This is why I'm called the liberator, the one who liberates you from bondage and grants you liberation and salvation. So special role, right? Everybody else gets to play in the drama, eventually becomes impure and sins. And Baba never has a negative karmic account, never takes, never does selfish, sinful action. And he just comes only for the purpose of extricating us from our sinful karma. He removes the bondage of Maya that the soul is tied in and makes him pure. He says, my duty is to liberate souls from all their bondages and take them back home. You also have to understand the eternal laws and disciplines of the world. Law of karma, consequences. How this human world grows, increases. And then there's also the time when it decreases, expands, and contracts. It isn't that because it grows, it just continues to grow. No, it also decreases. Everything in this world is governed by a law. There's a law when it comes to your body too. So in the golden and silver ages, there's expansion of the world. It's very slow expansion. But from Copper Age onwards, the population is expanding, the karmas are expanding, but the purity is contracting, diminishing. And then when the time we get to Iron Age, there's no purity left. So the world is rapidly expanding and contracting, alternating in extreme. You also have to understand the eternal laws and disciplines of the world, how this world grows and decreases. Everything in the world is governed by a law. There is a law when it comes to your body also. First it is as an infant, then it becomes a child, then youth, and then old age. It doesn't get old quickly. While getting old, the body becomes decayed. So everything grows and then it comes to its end. This is a law. In this way, there's a law of the generations of the world. There are stages of your life and also stages of your births. Then there are also the stages of generations. All the dharmas have stages. All the religions that exist in the world cycle have different stages. The first dharma, the first religion, is the most powerful, and those who come gradually have less and less power. Dharma to be divided, dharma to continue. Everything continues according to the law. All of these things have to be understood. So the religions of the physical religions of the world separate everybody, right? And Dharma also is, religion is the law that governs Vishnu, sustenance, maintenance. Everything continues according to the law. All of these things have to be understood. In this way, the Father too says, I too have a part in this play, this drama. I too am a soul. I, God, am not anything else. I too am a soul, but my duty is very great and the highest, and this is why I am called God. Just as you are a soul, I am also the same. Just as you are a human being, your child is also a human being. There isn't any difference in this, is there? So, because we're souls, obviously Bappa's a soul. Because we play a human part through a body, so any children we create also do the same. So, I too am a soul. There's no difference between souls, but there's a huge difference in our duties, responsibilities, duties part. This is why it is said that my duty is different from that of everyone else. I am not a founder of one limited Dharma religion. I am the creator of the world, whereas the others are creators of their own Dharma, prophet souls. They create their own religion, just as those souls do their work in their own time. In the same way, I come at my own time. My duty is unlimited and broad. My duty is great and unique. This is why it is said, your work is unique. He is also called the Almighty Authority. The most powerful work is to liberate, most powerful and most difficult work is to liberate all souls from the bondages of Maya and to plant a sapling of the new world. So you can see what an insult it is to say God is omnipresent in all the human beings. Can any of them liberate anyone from the bondages of Maya and all the sorrow? So they're not the creator, they can't be called God. This is why in English he is called Heavenly God the Father. Christ is called the Father of Christianity. He cannot be called Heavenly God the Father. God, the Supreme Soul, is the one who establishes heaven. So heaven is a world, is it not? Heaven is not a, what's he talking about? God, the Supreme Soul, is the one who establishes heaven. Heaven is a world, is it not? The world of heaven. Heaven is not a dharma, a religion. So he is the one who establishes the world. And in that world, there is just one dharma and one kingdom. That's why it stays together for so long. And your ability to stay together is based on how well you follow the dharma, either the golden age dharma or the silver age dharma. All the elements will have changed, and this is why he is called Heavenly God the Father. Secondly, it is said, God is the truth. So what is the truth? In what is there the truth? This is also something to be understood. Some think that those who speak the truth are God. God is not anything else, but one should just speak the truth. But no, the meaning of God is the truth, is that God came and told us the truth about everything. God is the truth means God tells us the truth. Only he has the truth, and this is why he is called knowledgeful. The ocean of knowledge, the ocean of bliss, God knows. So definitely there is something that he knows. So what is that information that he knows? Not that this one stole something or that one did this or this or that. That's not the information he knows. God knows. So God knows. Although he knows everything, his praise is based on how our world, which is fallen, can be uplifted again. He knows everything about this cycle, and this is why it is said God knows. So this is how God is praised and is different from that of human beings because his knowing is completely different. So you can understanding this point that God knows everything. When you're soul conscious and understand that you have a responsibility to make effort and become pure, you're going to understand that differently than God knows everything. So therefore, I know nothing and I don't have to say anything or tell the truth. And it's up to God to do everything because he's the only one that knows everything. This is why it's such a dangerous idea, this idea of omnipresence. So this is how God is praised, and it's different from human beings because his knowing is completely different. And when I think about that, there's part of me that really understands, oh well, that's the truth. But the thing that's gonna get me that I know I'll get upset about is that our Brahmin family will be the ones who will casually introduce omnipresence to everyone. without absolutely, with good intentions, without absolutely understanding at all the damage that that's going to do to people and that it's separating people from God, right? You could say any human being, any Brahmin even, who says, remember me, look at me, notice me, is obviously got a God complex. Why? Because they should be drawing everyone to God, but they're not. They're drawing everyone to them and then maybe to God, maybe not to God, right? So ego makes you say, look at me. So that even just that body conscious ego is connected to omnipresence. You know? Trying to put pure God inside of each impure human being is defamation. It's such a lie. So this is how God is praised and is different from that of human beings. God's praise is different because his knowing is also completely different. The knowing of human beings is limited. It is said that what human beings know is short-lived, and for God, they say he is all-knowing. In English, it would be said that he is knowledgeful. That is, he is the knower of all. That is, one who knows everything, one who knows everything. Only the one who is all-knowing can know the truth. Only the one who has accurate knowledge of everything will be able to give it to everyone. If he himself has knowledge and does not give it to others, then what is the benefit of that knowledge to us? So let him know. But no. So let him know. Let him know all that knowledge. But what's the use of it if he doesn't share it? But no, we have received some benefit through his knowing everything. And this is why we sing the praise of his qualifications. We chase after him, capital H. Whenever something happens, we say, oh God, now you do this. Be kind, have compassion, remove any sorrow. You do that, God. We can't do that. You do that. So we ask him for this, do we not? We have some relationship with him, and this is why we remember him in that way, as though he has done us a great favor. If he hadn't done anything for us, why would we beat our heads for him? When someone helps you at a time of difficulty, you feel in your heart, this one helped me at a time of difficulty. So this is why I say to you guys, why is it you have trouble having Amrit Vela remembrance? All you're doing is just thinking of all that God has done for you, helped you, to save you from yourself, to help show you how to fix your karmas and become pure again, take away your sorrow. How can you not be able to think loving thoughts about someone who does that? He protected me at the time of need. And it's about ego, right? If you're just there to remember God and think of his greatness, you can be completely lost in remembrance. That you don't allow yourself to go have that experience is because of ego, right? Even though God is all those things, you won't allow yourself to remember him because of what you're not doing or doing that's causing you to be far from God. He protected me at the time of my need. So you have love for him in your heart. Similarly, for God too, you also have the same love that he helped you at a time of need. However, it is not like that. When something good has happened to a person, you would say that God has done that God works like that. His work is great. His work is for the world. It is related to the entire world. But it isn't that when someone has received a little money that one says, oh, God did that. God gave the money. Hmm? We say that in Brahma Kumaris because we don't have any money ourselves. It is our good action. So we receive the fruit of those good actions. There is the account of good and bad actions. We continue to receive that. But the fruit of the action that God has come and taught us is separate. Temporary happiness is also received on the basis of your intellect. That's why when you do a donation and you do it truly in God's name, there's so much benefit. If you do it to some human being or some group or institution even, then you don't get the same return. The knowledge that he has given us gives us happiness all the time. So God's work is separate. This is why it is said, I come and teach you the real knowledge of actions, which is referred to as karma yoga. Which is referred to as colon, karma yoga is elevated. There is no question of renouncing actions or your home in this effort, this life. I simply give you the knowledge of how you can make your actions
Elevated.
pure. So you have to purify your actions. You don't have to renounce your actions. Actions are eternal. This field of action is also eternal. Where there are human beings, there will also be actions. But I come and teach you how you can make those actions elevated, through which your account of actions becomes neutral. Neutral action means that you don't accumulate anything. Anything bad is what she puts here. But neutral really means you don't accumulate any result. It is it's the state of consciousness. Oh, this happened, so therefore I got this experience. Golden and Silver Age, they don't think like that. They perform actions totally without any ego of I, and then the action leads to another action, leads to another action, but there's no bondage connecting the different actions. And there's consequence only matters when you have a desire to experience the consequence of something. If you're desireless, pure, full, actions can happen and nobody's recording anything that the action happened. Nobody got any benefit. Nobody experienced anything because they're being internally. They're not looking for their being externally. Where there are human beings, there will also be actions, but I come and teach you how you can make those actions elevated, through which your account of actions becomes. To make learn to perform elevated actions, then your account of actions will eventually become
Neutral.
neutral. Neutral action means you don't accumulate anything bad from the action. Father says, I have come into this corporeal world. That's kind of subjective, right? When do you think something's bad? Is when the return comes to you and you're in a stage that understands the negativity in the return. If there's no negativity in you, then the return can come and you won't even notice it, be affected by it, or even see it or think about it. The Father says, I have come into this corporeal world in this short confluence age just for you. So, at the very least, however much time there is, think about me, capital M, for the short time that you have me. Now that you belong to Baba, at least remain pure for that time. Then you will have created such a reward that you will not have to work hard. Now there is little effort to be made. However possible, even if you have to die, make a promise to remain pure. Be determined. So Raki is making a promise to remain pure. Make full effort to maintain your Dharma. The Father tells you very clearly, simply make effort for this short time. I do not make you make effort for anything else. In terms of how much you receive, the effort is nothing. So all God wants you to do is be pure. He wants your sorrow to end. How can your sorrow end if you won't remove impurity doing sinful action? Do not just keep saying, I will do this, I will do that. That's not going to make you pure. What will the world say? What will that one say? Oh, what will the world say? Just leave that all to one side. Now this world is going to finish. Now death is just ahead of you. Whatever big and complicated things you have created here, all of that is waste. The Father now says, now save that wastage, not save it like do it and save it. Now save yourself from performing such waste and from wasting. Whatever you need for the livelihood of your body, you may do that. Whatever account you have with your creation, you have to do that much also to look after your children. I am not going to look after any of that. You have to look after them. Whatever is necessary, I free you from that. But the extra that you are creating now, I am telling you not to do that. Yeah, the extra means that I said there's one thing you have to do some duties for your kids and family, buy them some clothes. You don't have to buy them designer clothes. Yeah. There's some things you basically have to do for your kids, but you don't have to get them, a computer or a laptop necessarily when they're little, but as they're growing, you have to get that for them to be able to participate in school. I free you from all of that, but the extra that you are creating now, I am telling you not to do that because now everything is to fall. So don't do more than what you have to settle your karmic accounts and look look after your livelihood for your own family and house and whatever. So why are you wasting your time unnecessarily? Everything is going to fall. So getting more invested in this world, wanting more, this is wrong. I am telling you not to do that because now everything is to fall. So why are you wasting your time unnecessarily? You are experiencing sorrow because of all those useless complications, all the wasteful expansion. How can you become free from all of those complications? This is what I am telling you. But even then, to sit and give many excuses, how can you do this? Then the father too would say, just see, if you don't give me your finger straight, and honestly, if you don't give me your hand, then I will catch hold of you by your nose and take you with me. If you don't willingly give your hand to Baba and cooperate, then I'll have to take you by your nose. If you're caught by your nose, you will suffocate. And then you'll feel sorrow and you'll have to experience punishment. This is why you are told the time has now come to give your hand in his hand and to just go with him straight. If you don't go with me straight directly, then your nose will have to come into my hands. Then just see. Then at that time, nothing can be done. You won't be able to do anything. And this is why the Father says, children now belong to me. So you want to give Bubba your hand or your nose? Now belong to me, come to me, listen to me. And even then, if you don't do anything, there's still a huge punishment for that. For those who don't know anything, it is a different matter. But for those who know, who have knowledge, for those who sit here, listen to all of this, and still become careless, nothing can be done for them. Just as there is tenfold benefit, therefore there is also tenfold loss. This is why it is said, understand your losses very well. Open your intellects very well. If you connect the yoga of your intellect with the Father, you will receive power. So understand all of these things. Do not forget. Recognize the time that is now passing by. Open your eyes, open your intellect, and take full benefit of this time. Awaken your fortune fully. It is said, as is the company, so is the color that you are colored by. Therefore, when someone doesn't have complete dharana, then you'll be colored by the color of Maya's company. This is why you have to be very careful of attachment in relationships. You only evaluate when you should support, get involved, or facilitate anything that someone's doing if it's based on Srimad. If a soul is doing Manmat, you can't get involved with that. And that's the problem when people stage starts going down, they do wrong actions and then they try to influence others and bring them with them and keep their friendships going. You're not here for friendships. You're here to follow Srimat and become close to God, not to play with other Brahmins and be happy, take your temporary happiness from what they do. Therefore, when someone doesn't have complete dharana, the inculcation, then you will be colored by the color of Maya's company. So if they're doing anything that's not based on Srimat and Dharna, then that's Maya. This is why it is said, hear no evil, see no evil, talk no evil. There's some evil ones who don't leave anyone alone. Even here in the B case, even here, there are some evil ones who don't leave anyone alone. That's funny. And then they are influenced by one another. This is why you are told to protect yourself from the influence of company. Do not think that the influence of company is only outside and not here inside the B case. So no, here too, they continue to wander around because it is the kingdom, is it not? So the problem is that all the BKs hear that, they know it must be true because Baba said it, but their problem is they are unable to discern in the Brahmin family who's good company and who's bad company. That's the difficulty. Well, whatever, if he's saying if they aren't doing their actions based on dharna, they're bad company. Anyone can tell that who follows Srimad, who doesn't. No, here too, they continue to wander around because it is their kingdom, is it not? This is why the Father says, wear your armor very well. If you have your armor on, the bullet will not hit you. Yoga is the armor and knowledge is the sword. Yoga is the armor, the shield, he often says, and knowledge is the sword. Keep these weapons with you, very well guarded. It is said, those who do something receive the reward of it. This is also a matter of creating your future reward. You're not going to experience your reward here in this world, in this Dhammapada world. No, you're not going to sit here like a guru, as some guru. All of these things are explained to you so that there isn't any misunderstanding. So keep all these things in your attention and keep yourself safe. So Baba's saying there are some who don't do things accurately, they don't follow, they're very body conscious, dot, dot, dot. You shouldn't want to hang out with them or get influenced by what they do. And we're all good company, I suppose you could say, to some extent. And we're also all bad company to some extent, because whenever you're not following Fremont, you're bad company. You mustn't speak about any expenses here. All of these expenses have to be used for the benefit of others. Oh, so maybe somebody was complaining about how much it's costing to do all these things. But it says all these expenses have to be used for the benefit of others. Each and every penny now has to be used for this task. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, very good children who remain cautious, Bap Dada and our Ma's love, Mama's love, remembrance, and good morning. Acha. Question. Mama, while walking and moving around, how can we become stable in a high stage of yoga? Answer. In fact, our life has to become one of natural yoga because yoga is faith. So keep faith firmly and become an embodiment of that in a practical way. Become the form of that faith and perform actions with your physical senses. So that's why I tell you that faith is proactive, it's not passive. Faith is what you use to express and input that faith into your actions. Let your physical organs continue to do any work, but you yourself have to remain merged in that stage of being an embodiment of happiness. Let your face always be seen as an embodiment of happiness and very entertaining. Let there not be any impure or sinful thoughts. Stay in the stage of the eternal love in God's bliss, and you will not have any impure or sinful thoughts. That's the cure. Stay in the stage of internal love in God's bliss, just thinking all about God and the wonder of God. Whatever thoughts arise in a pure land will be for the benefit of the people and for your own progress. Automatically that will happen if you keep your mind in the stage of God's love. This is a very sweet stage, which helps you a lot at the time of your need. You have this golden chance only at this time to create a sweet and pure life. So in order to create such a stage, make a little effort. When we sit in yoga, we don't have any mantras, worshiping or chanting internally. On the path of devotion, some say their prayers internally. They turn the beads of the rosary, keep an idol in front of them, and place flowers on it. They do all of this internally within themselves, which is called worshiping with the mind. However, in our yoga, we simply become stable in our original form and become an embodiment of happiness. We control all our physical organs, including our mind. We become concentrated and become an embodiment of godly happiness. For this, our time for yoga is fixed personally. We sit and practice that at the same time. We simply break our relationships with all gross things. Forge a relationship with the Avyat, and then remembrance will become easy. Acha. Blessing. You make Maya unconscious from a distance by keeping Bapdada's company. How do you make Maya unconscious? Go away from a distance by keeping Bapdada's company. She doesn't like coming near Baba. And become a conqueror of Maya and a conqueror of the world. Just as you are loving to the Father, so make the Father your companion too. and then Maya will become unconscious from a distance. The promise you made in the beginning that I will eat with you, I will sit with you, capital Y, capital Y. I will console my soul with you, capital Y. Carry out all your activities of the day with the Father according to this promise, and Maya will not be able to disturb you, semicolon. Her destruction will then take place. So that's how you become conqueror of Maya. So always keep your companion with you, with the power of his company, and by being lost in meeting him, you will become a conqueror of Maya and a conqueror of the world. So that's how you have to stay and experience Baba's company, and your Maya will finish. Slogan: with your highest attitude, change the situation of your household. Avyat signal. In order to keep the mirror of your Avyat stage clean and clear, pay attention to three things: easiness, greatness, and tolerance. If out of the three, even one is missing, then a stain of that black will be visible in the mirror. Therefore, whatever work you do, let ordinariness not be visible in that. Transform the ordinariness into greatness. Let there be tolerance in every task, and imbibe easiness in your words, and success will be visible in your service. Om Shanti. Let there be ordinariness, turn ordinariness into greatness. Let there be tolerance in every task. Imbibe easiness in your words. Success will be visible in your service. Om Shanti.